Welcome to Survival Theory. I've got the Ontario Knife Company's Bolo knife. This is the SP-53. It's 5160 steel. And this is one super chopper. Boy, it's just good grip, hefty blade. Look at that, 1/4 inch wide. I mean, this thing is a beast. It's a beast. It's a definite chopping tool. I've been very happy with it. I've cut down yopon, which is pretty hard. I've split oak for the fireplace. I've cleared property with it, thrown it at trees. It's holding up pretty well as far as the edge. And of course it's 5160, so that's my preferred steel on a chopper like this. That handle, no slip grip. I just like it. But this is not so much a knife review as it is modifications to the sheath. So let's get on with that part. Now the sheath it comes with is pretty nice actually. You got your double snaps right here with a tab so it's easy to pull out. Throw that to the side for now. It does have a pouch right here. Of course, it's got the ties here, so you can tie it around your leg. It's a lined sheath, so you won't cut the sheath. Again, the double snaps, adjustable. These things are awesome. Of course, it has the molly on the back, and I typically just use this belt loop. It's a pretty good sheath, but I want to do something different. Now, some of the modifications I'd like to make, it's mainly just adding a pouch below this one, and then painting the sheath to make it camouflage. That's pretty much it, but that's going to add a lot of versatility to the knife. I could carry another smaller knife here and then turn this lower pouch into a survival kit with maybe I could put my ferro rod in there, some wax jute twine, button compass, things like that. So a lot of the inspiration came from Fun in the Woods with David Pearson. His channel name is Really Big Monkey 1. So if you haven't seen him, check him out. He's an excellent bushcrafter. And he does a lot of work with machetes, knives, and especially designing and modifying sheaths. So go check him out. First thing I'll do is get this knife cleaned up and then set it to the side. Then I'll get this sheath cleaned up, and over the next couple of days I'll paint it camouflage, find a way to attach that other pouch, and then start loading it up, see what I like. So let's get busy. Welcome to day 2. I've cleaned the sheath, let it dry. I have taken it apart, and I covered the Velcro just by closing it. Hopefully that'll do the job. So let's give it a base coat with khaki. Alright, so I put enough coatage on this, and it's dried, including these pieces. Now I gave it a stress test, bending the fabric around, seeing where the paint held up, and the only place it's not holding up is on the edge of this pouch right here. Everywhere else, when I fold the fabric, bend it, twist it, it holds up, except on this pouch right here. I guess it's just a little too flexible, but that'll just give it a battle-worn look. That'll be fine. And what I'm doing for the camouflage pattern is I'm using painter's tape, and I'm cutting out these shapes. Alright, so what I've done here is I've taken some of those cutouts and just put them randomly on the sheath. So we'll give it a coat. Alright, so I put more tape on it over the olive drab green. Now I'm going to spray it with some deep forest green. Although I'm not sure these two colors contrast that much, but I thought they did. But, oh well, here we go. Alright, so I'm ready for the final coat, which will be a brown. Just make sure all this tape is stuck on there good. Alright, so that last coat is dry enough. Let's see what it looks like here. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Turned out pretty cool. Now, Really Big Monkey does a lot of homemade pouches and modifications. I just bought a sheath, and I'm going to sew it on, but I'm going to paint it to match the other one first. This is just a condor pouch. It's like $9 or $10. So I'm going to give it a coat of tan first. Alright, so I ended up having to pin a lot of the tape on this particular piece. Just nothing sticks very well. I think it's so curved. So here we go with the last coat of brown. Alright, so now all this is painted, and I'm securing this pouch to the sheath. And what I was originally going to do is use some wax jute twine and tie it around and secure it. And I thought, well, that way I'll have an emergency fire starter, and I can easily cut the pouch away from the sheath, you know, if I need to. But then I decided I don't want this removed from the sheath. I want it to become a permanent part of the sheath. So what I did is I cut the straps off the back of the sheath, you know, because it had this molly strapping. I removed the button at the bottom, and I removed that strap, and I took part of that strap, cut it, and used it to span across this pouch. I sewed it on with polyester thread, got it secured across there, and that is going to span over the sheath where I can sew it at each edge of the sheath. And for the bottom, I just used a little bit of strap hanging off and sewed that to the bottom with polyester thread. So once I get this sewn on there, we should be good to go. And I'm using a regular sewing needle. This is hard to get through, but I found if I get some needle nose pliers, I can jam that needle through and get it done. So, Really Big Monkey One sews his, so I thought that'd be a good idea to permanently attach it. Of course, you can always cut the thread later if you wanted to detach it, but alright, so let me get busy. Alright, got that sewn on there. Now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of Gorilla Glue in the back where I've got those knots threaded. Just a little drop. Spread it around. Alright, I want to brighten up the tan on this secondary pouch. And while I've got the can out, I'll go ahead and put some on this new green strap. Ooh. Alright, so it's all done. Now, let's talk about the options about what you can do with something like this when you double the pouches. In this main pouch, you can stick a multi-tool or a good folder will stick in there also. Now in the secondary pouch, this could be your survival pouch, or you could use both of them for a survival pouch. No, the options of course are up to you. But for example, in this one I've got some tinder and some jute twine for fire starting, a little bit of cordage here, glow stick for emergency lighting, a ferro rod, got a button compass, and also quite a bit of aluminum foil rolled up here. And if unrolled carefully, you can use it as a cup or something to boil water in, just whatever. So it's kind of hard to fit all this in there, but it works. And like I said, you can put anything you wanted in there, kind of based on what you might need or what you'd like to carry. You could carry a knife in here, sharpening stone, and different things. Now, if you go to Really Big Monkey One's channel, he does a lot of machete modifications where he adds another sheath to it instead of two pouches like this. He'll add a folding saw sheath or another smaller fixed blade sheath to it. So that way, when you're carrying this machete, you've got your folding saw with you. You can process wood, one sheath to rule them all. So there's just a lot of things you can do, of course. But I like what I see here. Turned out pretty well. Now you can fit quite a bit more than you think in this little pouch. For example, put a candy bar in there, or maybe some trail mix, or you could use it to store your canteen. And I like to put my tarp in there, so it holds quite a bit. It's holding up pretty well so far. Getting a little bit worn right there, like I expected. Giving that battle worn tactical look. I'll put a link to Big Monkey One's channel down below. Thanks for watching Survival Theory. Please share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.